Right then, we come to put one of these drawers together. See how we're getting on. So I'm just, same again, bit of glue and cocktail stick. I always find the best way when you're doing these small little projects. So just get some on there, and just in the drawer front, we don't want to put loads because I mean these joints are quite tight anyway, but again just a smidgen of glue just on those dovetails there. Same on this one. And again on the two dovetails at the back, where the back's going to slip into. Just a bit more glue there. So yeah, just get your cocktail stick and just put a small bit in there, and then the final one there. Okay, and then we'll get the so just a matter of slipping the dovetails together now. Obviously make sure we're lining the grooves up so we get the right one on the right side, and obviously the drawer runners need to be on the outside edges, so it's quite straightforward, but we're just tap that in there. So we've got the two sides attached to the front. Then we need to slip the bottom in. We don't put any glue on the bottom because it needs to be floating about in those grooves. In other words, if the wood wants to move due to change of temperature, the bottom's allowed to do that. So that's it, lovely. That's slipped in nicely. So there we are, like so, and then we just need to slip the back in. Okay, so same again. Shove that back together, and that fits nicely down to the back there. Now I'm going to put some cramps on this, and one important thing as well when we're cramping, I've made myself a squaring rod there, and that should fit diagonally as it does there on both pieces, which it does. So we know that's square because each diagonal is the same measurement. So I'm going to clamp that up, and I'm going to put that squaring rod just inside. Can you see that? And what that does, you see, we can see that the drawer's nice and square then. So obviously when it goes in the cabinet, if it was out of square, we're going to have a job sliding it in. But all these should be exactly the same because they've all been machined together, so I'm quite pleased with that. I'm just going to put some cramps on that, and we'll leave it to dry off a few hours or so, and it'll be ready. Here we are then, so I've just put one cramp across the back there and then one on each side. Just hold that while it dries, and I've left that rod in there so we can see that fits nicely both ways, so we can see that that's nice and square. And we'll leave that to dry and come back to it later on. Okay, catch you next time. Right, there we are then. That glue's dried off, so we're taking it out of the cramps, and we're going to leave it at that stage for now, because there's still further things to do. You can see we've not polished this edge up yet, and it's not been cleaned off. And the reason for that at the moment is the fact that when we make the cabinet, we're going to slip these drawers in, and they might just want a little bit of tweaking just to get a nice gap, so we've got that to play around with. Also on the bottom you can see we've just got a nice airline gap around that bottom edge, and that, like I said when we was gluing up, that bottom can float about, and it's just got a little bit of movement back and forth and side to side, because sometimes when we get change of temperature, wood can swell up and shrink and what have you, so it just allows that movement. And if we'd glued that bottom in and the wood wants to move, then we'll find it starts pressing and cracking and all sorts of things start happening. So it's a good little tip to remember, that just to never to glue your bottoms in, but just let them float about in that groove. So we're going to get them all done. Get them all seven drawers glued up to that stage, and once we've done that, then we'll start looking at how we're going to make the cabinet. So yeah, once we've got these drawers together, we're pretty much about halfway there, I would say. So it's coming on quite nicely, and you can see the drawer runners are in there. They've worked out quite nice, so I'm really pleased with the whole effect of those. Okay, Smiling Sam the Woodwork Man, if you want to ask me any questions, please feel free to do so, and if you like what you're learning, give me a thumbs up and a like, and that's brilliant. Okay, catch you next time.